Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue with your same module, that is a web application development, and the same session number 5, that is a work perception application. In the last class we have discussed about the how to design the dynamic web processes and what are the various steps in designing the dynamic web processes. So there are total 6 steps in designing the dynamic web pages, that is or web processes, that is available in this one. So what are the various 6 steps? That is opening page explaining the application and a login form, then demographic form, then first chart display, then perception report form. So that is a perception report form that is used in this one. Then the next chart display, then thanks for the participating. So these are the 6, we can say, that used template that is used for explaining the designing of the dynamic web pages. So these are the 6 templates, or these are the 6 designing part that is used for the web processes. So the first is the opening page explaining the application and a login page. So we have discussed about the 3 that is a demographic form, or the first chart display, then the opening page explaining the application and a login form. So we have discussed about these 3 in the last class, and today I'm going to continue with this one and then move to the next part, that is a topic number 4, that is a perception report form, then next chart display, and thanks for the participating. Okay, so let's start with the previous class session. So in the last class session we have started with the application.cfm, that is the first page. This is the coding for the first page. This is the output of the first page, that is the application will go as if able to participate. Then if you wish to participate, please type the keyword, then click on the button participate, or else go to your preferred URL. Then after we have discussed about the demographic form, that is how to use the demographic form, that is what is the main content that is used in the demographic form. So before starting to record the demographic data, it is important to give the participant an identification permitted to recognize him or her each time he or she returns the feedback. So whenever he or she returns the feedback, so every time it is available with this one, so every time it is used with condensing the data, or we can say the chatting the data with the content that is used for the cookies, or that is used with the cookies for making the identification to recognize him or her feedback and his or her behavior. One option, that is the use of the cookies, as we did in the market research application. Since some people do not permit their browsers to accept the cookie, we use another technique for accepting the cookie. So there is a demographic form. This is a template that is used with the demographic form. This is the form number 1, that is a CF set. Then the sessions will be created for the different participants, that is a second, then now, then 60. Then there is the session dot date, that is the date format, that is a now function. Then session dot time, that is the time format. Then session dot host, that is a CGI dot remote dot address. Then session dot keyword, that is a hash form keyword, that is a hash form keyword hash that will be used. Then the h2 will be used, that is the heading number 2, that is a demographic form. Then h2, then p tag will be closed, or p tag will be open over or closed over here. Then there is a br tag, that is a breaking or the line break. Then again there is a p tag, that is the p tag is used for the paragraph writing. So this paragraph is written over as it is. Then there is a b tag and the I tag, that is both tags are used, that means the content that is available in the bold as well as in the italic. Then the form that is used, that is the action equals to first char dot or character dot cfm, that is the action. What is action? That is it is jump to the first character dot cfm file. Then method equals to post, then table, then trtd, that is the table is created for this one, that is the table is created in which there are multiple cells and multiple rows, that is the multiple columns and the multiple rows. So is your font face, that is the color equals to red. Then gender, that is the IO tag will be used for the pertaining to the p tag. Then there is a td tag, that is for the selecting the columns or selecting the cells. Then select name equals to gender, that is the name is given as a gender. Then option value are given multiple values, that is there are multiple values of the gender, that is unanswered, either male either female. Then tr, then td, then is your age, then the age, and these are the various answers for the age. One is unanswered, then 19 years or less, then 20 to 24, then 25 to 29, 30 to 49, and 50 or more. So these are the 5 categories, 6 categories that is developed for this one. Then tr tag will be closed, then again the tr will be opened, then again the td tag, that is are you studying working. So that is are you studying working, it is written the answer, so they are seeking for the answer. There are multiple answers that is used with this one. There are multiple answers that is used with this one. So one is unanswered, then there is a humanities, then there is a social science, then life science, then natural science. So these are the various 10 questions, that is 10 answers that is given over here, unanswered to other Then the select will be closed, TD will be closed, TR will be opened over here. Then again the TD tag will be used. Are you living? That is, these are the various answers in which the persons are living. There are multiple options that is carried out in this one. One is unanswered. Then Denmark, Norway till 9, that is the other countries. If you want to continue, click on the button. So if you want to continue, click on the button. Now there is a button that is created, that is the submit button is created over here. Then there is a font color, that is the font color is red. Please be patient when the display is compiled. Now this is a form that is created for this one, that is a demographic form. This is your gender, then is your age, are you studying in, are you living in. Next is displaying the first chart, that is displaying the first chart whenever you are using the chart that is used to display the charts. The template first chart.cfm has two tasks. So there are two tasks of displaying the first chart.cfm, that is take care of and save the data submitted by the participant completed demographic form. So whenever you want to take care of the data and save the data submitted by the participant, so whenever you want to submit the data, whenever you want to submit by the participant, that is a completed demographic form that is carried out. Then prepare for sending the first chart presentation to the participant. So whenever they are presenting the first chart, so they are preparing for sending the first chart presentation to the participant, that is preparing for the sending the first chart presentation to number of the participant, that is to the large number of the participant. The first task requires the CF query tag in line 3, that is followed by an insert into statement. So there is an insert into statement that is used with the CF query statement, and this statement specify all the variable that you want to insert into the table form 1 of the database. So it is using the database, that is a session.data source and their values. And the first four are value of the session variable that is defined in the previous template, that is used the template, that is the next four are values that is defined by the participant of the different values. This is the first chart.cfm that we have discussed. Then there is the CF query that is used with the CF query, that is displaying the first chart. This is the randomize function that is used over here. Then the CF set session dot chart, then the random range 1,75. Then this is used that retrieve the first fact number type and the URL responding to for the chart number. So whatever the URL, whatever the responding to the chart number that is used. So reviewing the or retrieve the first fact number type and URL corresponding to for the first chart number. Then CF query name, then select one data source, that is session.data source. Then select chart fact type URL from chart, that means select these column names from the chart table where chart is equal to the session.chart, that is the session.chart is used for this one. Then the CF query will be closed. Then set the session variable values, then CF set session.fact select one.fact, then session.type select one.type, session.url select one.url. So these are the various CF set variable that will be used. Then update the calls with the participant identification and the fact number displayed. Then there is a CF query, then name equals to insert call, then data source that is used as a data source, that is a database that is used with this one. Then insert into the call, so that is the insert into the column or insert into the table. What is the table name? That is the calls. Then participant, then fact, then what are the various values? That is session.participant, then session.fact. And this is the CF set, then session.counter equals to 1, then the image should be displayed for the session.wait seconds. Then session.wait, that is the random range, that is the 10,20, and the CF output, that the output will be displayed with the HTTP equivalent, that is a refresh. What is the main content? That is the session.wait, then the URL that is given as a back.cfm. So these are the various content that is used with the output, that is a cold fusion output. This is the first chart that is displayed. To display the first image and the refresh with the form2.cfm. Then again the h2 will be used. Then present the display selected. Then CF output. Then image img or image src equals to session.url. So whatever the image source that will be used, that is used with the session.url. Then there is a CF output that is closed over here. So this is the opening of the CF output, this is the closing of the CF output. In between there is the image source, that is the image will be displayed with the source, that is with the path, that is the session.url. Then the break tag will be used, that is the BI tag will be closed for this one. Then there is a font color, that is a red. The font color is red, that the presentation will be removed after a randomly determined time. Then the font tag will be closed. And the second task of the template is preparing for the display of the first chart. So whatever the first chart that is displayed, that is the second chart is used for the preparing the for the display of the first chart. This is the core of the application and rather complex. So that is the core of the application that is discussed in this one, that is more than enough or more than complex for this one. And it is not that difficult as it may look at the first glance. There are many or some comments included that would help to understand the algorithm. And the first step that is used is the randomize. That is this is the explanation of this one. This is a randomize function that is used with this one. This is the, we can say, the first chart that is displayed. This is a number in the mn. Then it is greater than 55 here. This is 50 to 58 to 85 here. This is above the 85 years. Now the next category, that is the today's topic, that is the perception report form. So by the means of the previous template, that presentation is displayed for the participant for the randomly determined time period. So the template or the presentation is displayed for the participant of the for the randomly determined time period. So whatever the randomly determined time period that is covered, and the control redirected to the template form 2.cfm. So whatever the form, whatever the control that is redirected to the template, that is a form 2.cfm for display of the form 2. So whatever the form 2 that is displayed with the form 2.cfm, that is a cold fusion markup language. And what is the main purpose of the form 2.cfm? That is to collect the perception report from the participant. That is collect the perception report from the participant, that is used with perception. A few other facts also recorded in this one. For example, session dot start from 2 or start form 2 for recording the start time for the working on the form 2 in the line 2. So whatever the form time that is used with this one, that is a start form 2 for the reading the start time for working on the form 2 in the line 2. Then there is a form 2 that is returned to the visitors. Then there is a CF set, then session dot start form. So there is a CF set that is used with this one, that is a session dot start form 2, that is equals to the hash ls time format. So whatever the time format that is used with this one, the time format will be the time format that is used in this one. That is a time format that is used for the ls time format, that is now, then hours, minutes and the seconds. That is a session dot start form 2. Then there is a h2, that is the heading number 2, that is a one. So there is a h2, there is a h2 that is used, that contains as a report. So the report form will be displayed in the h2, that is a heading 2, that is a high level of heading, that is the h2. Then the p tag will be used for this one, that is a paragraph tag. It will be written in the paragraph tag. Then there is a strong tag. There is a strong tag means strong characters, or we can say the highlighted text are used. That please do not get tempted to use your back button. So that is, please do not get tempted to use your back button. It may ruin your participation. That means it will distribute, or it may distribute or disturb your participation, and that strong will be closed and the page will be opened again. This is a strong tag that will be used in this one. Then this is your report on the presentation which was displayed for you. Some presentations are intentionally displayed for only a short period in order to test for how long time such a presentation should be displayed. So how long time should such a presentation should be displayed? For example, on a TV, it is not expected that you always can give answers to all the questions. So this is not expected you always give the answer to all the questions that is available for this one. And if the presentation was not displayed, leave the blank form or leave the form blank. So if the presentation is not displayed, then leave the form as a blank. Then again the B, then again the I, that is the bold and the italic. This will cover in the bold and the italic content. Then please take the time to want to complete the report, that is in the paragraph form. Then again this is used as a comment. Then the form tag will be used, that is the form will be generated with this one, that is the action equals to next chart dot cfm. That means the action, what is the action that is displayed, that is going to the next chart dot cfm. Then the method equals to post. Then the table will be created for this one. There is a row, that is a tr row. Then there is a td. In the td, was the topic of the presentation within the domain of the, so this is acceptable for this one. So this is asking the topic, that is was the topic of the presentation within the domain of the, that is within the domain of which is the topic that is used. Then the select name equals to topic, then option value equals to 0, then unanswered. then option value equals to 1, then demographic, social and health conditions, then value equals to 2, that is education, culture and art and religion. So these are the various topics, these are the various values that is covered in this one, that is used for these chart, that is used for these we can say the criteria. There are 6 answer of this one, that is these are the 6 or 10 topic that is used with this one, that is the topic. Then select, that means user have to select this one, we have to using the tag, that is a select tag. Then okay, then the TD will be closed, that is a cell will be closed and the row will be closed. Then the new row will be opened, then TD, that is in which measure the presented fact expressed by, then I tag, that is in which measurement your fact was presented in this one, that is given by the I tag. So that is a TD tag and there is a TI tag that is represented in this one. Then again the TD tag, that is a table data that is used for creating the cell. Then which tag will be used, that is a select name equals to measure. Then these are the various options that is used for this one. So one value is the option value equals to 0, then that is the unanswered question. Then option value equals to 1, that is the numbers and the value. So whatever the number that is given for this one, this is for example 3000 persons and the $400. And next is the options value equals to 2, that is now if the user has selected the value 2, these are the various percentage, fractions and the point that is available in this one. Then at last there is a 9 value, that means there are a 4 value that is available in this one. One is 0, then there is a 1 value, then 2 value, then 9 value. That means if the user has selected the unanswered, that means the value has a 0. If user has selected the number and the value, that the value is 1. And if the user has selected the percentage, fractions and the points, then the value is 2. Then the select tag will be closed, then TD will be closed, that means the cell will be closed and then the row will be closed. Then again the new row will be created, again this TD. Now this is the question, that is or what the facts related to the content or multiple content period of time. Then the TD will be used for this one, that is a table data. Then this is a TD tag that is used for the select name equals to TID, that is the table ID that is given for this one. And there are multiple, or we can say that there are 3 values in this one, that is unanswered, then single point period, then the multiple point period. Then the select will be closed, then the TD will be closed, again the new TR, that is what the fact represented in the single or the multiple categories. These are the 3 categories, that is unanswered, single category, several categories. Then the TD will be closed, TR will be closed, table will be closed. Then P, thank you so far, that is represented in this one. If you want to continue, click on the button. Now the button will be created, that is the submit button will be created. Then the font color equals to red. Then please be patient when while the display is compiled. So this is the report form that is used for this one. Please do not get tempted to send your or to use your back button. It may ruin your participation. Now, what's the topic of the present within the domain? That is unanswered. This is unanswered. So these are the 4 questions that is asked. There are multiple values of this one. If you want to continue, click on the continue button. Now there is a next chart. That is the next chart that is presented over here. That is the next coding, and this is the output of the next coding. This is the output of the next coding that is displayed on this one. So the next is the next chart. So come back from the break, and then the next chart, that is the next chart, that is the next coding that is available in this one. So that is the next chart.cfm that is used in this one. That is the next chart.cfm, that is a cold fusion language, is similar to the first chart.cfm template. But the main difference is that the first chart.cfm has to take care of saving the submitted data from the demographic form. So it is used for saving the demographic data in the demographic form, while the next.cfm saves the data submitted from the participants or perception report form. So that means the first one, that is the first chart.cfm is used to save the submitted data from the demographic form, while the next chart.cfm must save the data submitted from the perception report form. Then the next chart.cfm, that is the next chart.cfm template, starts by logging the session end or session.end form 2, which is the time at which the form 2 is completed. So when the form 2 is completed, that is the next chart that is used for delivering the data, that is used for delivering the content, that is used for deliver the content into this one, that is the session dot end form 2, which is the time at which the form 2 is completed and submitted. And then the cf query block in line 4 to 6 saves the data in the db, that is the line 4 to 6 saves the data into the database by a SQL statement, that is the in insert into the SQL statement that is available for the next chart, that is the insert into statement. This is the next chart.cfm that is used with this one. Then the cf set, then session.endForm2, that is session.endForm2 is available with this one. Then ls time format now. So this is the ls time format that is used with the session endForm2. Then the ls time format that is a now. Then hhmmss. So this is the time format that is used for this one. Then the now function will be used for this one, that is a session.endForm2. Then the time format, that is a now function will be used, then hhm and the ss. Then the store input from form 2, that is a store the input from the form 2. Then cf query. So this is first for the session set will be created for the time format, that is a now function, and there is hhm and the ss. Then the store input from form 2, that is the storage or the store the input from the form 2, that is the form number 2 is used for storing the input. Then there is a cf query, the name equals to insert. So there is a cf query that is used for this one, that is the name equals to insert for the cf query. That is for the cf query, the name input will be inserted for this one. That is the store the data from this one, that is the inside 3. Then the data source, the name of the data source is this one, that is a session dot data source. That is a session dot data source. That is a session function will be used in this one, that is the cf query. Then insert into the form 2, that is insert into the form 2 for this one. Now insert the values into the form number 2, that is participant, chart, weight, fact, type, topic, measure, TID, category, start form 2 and form 2. So these are the various category, or these are the various we can say the tools that is used for this one, that is the form 2, then participant, then chart, then weight, then fact, then type, then topic, then measure, then TID, category, start form. So these are the various column name that is used in the form number 2, in which we are going to represent or we are going to store the value, that is insert into the form 2. Then there are various values. So these are the column name in which we want to insert the data, and then these are the various value that is represented in this one, that is the session dot participant, then session dot chart, then session dot weight, session dot fact, session dot type, form dot topic, form dot measure, form dot TID, form dot category, session dot start form 2, session dot end form 2. So these are the various categories, or these are the various values that is available in the different values, that is the session dot participant, session dot chart, session dot weight, session dot fact. So these are the various sessions that is available in this one. Then the cf query will be closed. So the cf query that is also closed with this one. Now test if the previous display was the last. Now test for the condition. This is the a comment that is given. So this coding will display on whether the previous display was the last. So whether the previous display that is used, that is the last display, that is from number 25. So this is use the condition, that is a cold fusion if, that is a cf if the session counter is equals to 25. So if the session counter is equals to 25, now if the previous display was number 25, then locate the or give the location URL as a thanks.cfm. So that is a cf location URL that is equals to the thanks.cfm, that is a cf location URL equals to thanks.cfm. If not the last fact, continue from here. So if this is not the last fact, that continue from the here. Then cf else, that is the one is the if condition, that is if the session dot counter is equals to the 25, then provide the condition. Otherwise, that is the else. Select a random chart number and test if the fact already displayed, that is the cf set test equals to 0. Then cf loop condition equals to test equals 0, that is the condition that is given for this one, that is a test equal to the 0. Then cf set session dot chart, that is a random range 1 comma 25. So this is the random range that is available with this one, that is a session dot chart, that is the range is 1 comma 75. Then get the fact type and URL corresponding to the chart number. So getting the values, getting the fact type and the URL that is given or that is correspond to the chart number that is used in this one. Then there's the cf query name, that is a select to, then data source equals to session dot data source, that is a cf query name that is used with this one, that is a select to, then data source that is used with this one, that is a session dot data source. Then select fact type URL from charts, where chart is equal to the hash session dot chart hash, that is a select the fact type and the URL. Select these categories or 3 columns from the table chart. Now what is the condition? Where chart is equal to session dot chart, then the CF query will be used or closed with this one. So this is the opening of the CF query, this is the closing of the CF query. Then there is a CF set, that is session dot fact. So there is a session dot fact that is equal to the select 2 dot fact. Then session dot type, that is a select 2 dot type. Then session dot URL, that is a select 2 dot URL. So these are the various sessions that is used with this one, that is a fact, then type, then URL. Then check that the fact is not in the calls from the previous display. So check for the fact if it is not in the calls from the previous display. Then CF query, then data source equals to session dot data source. That means the CF query that is used with this one as a data source, that is a session dot data source, then name equals to call. So name is given as a call. Then select fact from the calls where participant equals to session dot participant. So select the fact from the calls, or that is select the fact from the database from the table calls where the participant equals to session dot participant and fact equals to session dot fact. So that is given as a session dot fact, session dot participant. Then CF query will be closed. So one is the opening of the CF query, one is the closing of the CF query. Then again check the condition if the call dot fact is not equals to session dot fact. Now comparing the call dot fact with the session dot fact. So now compare the all the facts value, that is the call dot fact with the session dot fact. Then CF set, then setting the value, that is set test equals to 1. That means setting the value of the test to the 1. Then CF if. Now check the condition, that is CF if. Then CF loop. A new chart number for an unused fact has been found. That is, a new chart number has been found, unused fact has been found. Then record in call that this fact has been used. So record in the call that this fact has been used for this one. Then CF query name, that is insert call, then data source equals to session dot data source. That is a CF query name that is given as an insert call. Then data source that is given as a database, that is a session dot data source. Then insert into the calls. Now insert into the values or insert into the table, that is the calls. Now what are the various column in which the table or values will be going, that is the participant and the fact, and what are the various values that is going, that is the session dot participant and session dot fact. Now the CF query will be closed. So this is the opening of the CF query, this is the closing of the CF query. Now next is the CF set, that is the session dot counter. Now setting the session dot counter, that is the session dot counter is +1. That means the session dot counter, it is incremented by +1. Then the image should be displayed for session dot wait seconds. So the image will be displayed for the session dot wait, that is used for the settings. Then CF set session dot wait, that is a random range. So that is used for the random range, that is 10, 20. Then there is a HTML. Now after using the cold fusion, after setting the value that is done by the CF set, that is a session dot wait, that is used as a random range, that is 10, 20. So whenever we use the 10, 20, that is user has to wait for the 10 to the 20 minutes, that is a 10, 20, that is a range. Then after using the CFML, the HTML tag will be opened. So now there is using of the HTML tag. Then there is a CF output, then meta HTTP equivalent equals to refresh. So this is the output that is displayed over this one, that is a meta HTTP equivalent equals to refresh, content equals to session dot wait, URL equals to back dot CFM. These are the various categories of the output, that is the HTTP equivalent, that is a refresh, then content, that is a session dot wait, then URL, that is a back dot CFM. Now again the next output that is represented with this one. In this output there is the H2, that is the heading number 2. Now this is the presentation number of 25. So this is a session counter that is given, that is the presentation number of the 25, that is the 1 of 25, 5 of 25, totality of the 25, and you are giving the session counter number. Then using the image src, that is the session.url, then the break tag, then the font color equals to red. The presentation will be removed after randomly determined time. Now the CF output will be closed, if will be closed, body will be closed, HTML will be closed. That means the output will be closed. Whatever the tag that we opened, that is closed in this one. That is the CF output. Then CF if, then there is a body tag that is closed, and there is a HTML tag that is also closed. So CF if tag in line number 8 test if the just saved for the last, that is number 25. If I go to back to the line number 8, we check for the session counter, that is equals to the last session counter, that is 25. If the number is 25, the control is directed to the thanks.cfm. Now, what is the thanks.cfm? This is the thanks.cfm that is displayed in this one. This is the thank you form. Now, this is again the HTML. Now, when the participant has responded to 25 part presentation, he or she is sent a page generated by the final template, that is a thanks.cfm. That is a thanks.cfm that is used with this one. The th is missing, but this is thanks.cfm. Again, this is the page without any cf tag. So whenever there is no cf tag, that is used with this one. So there is not cf tag in this one, and it qualifies a HTML page, including the reference to the mail address in line number 6. So in this, there is no CF tag, but the only HTML will be used. First of all, there is a HTML, then there is a body tag, then there is a H1, that is heading number 1, then font size equals to 3, that is the font size that is given as a 3, then face equals to, now size is 3, font have a size 3, then the font name equals to Times New Roman, and the color equals to blue. In the same way, EM, then sys, then EM will be closed. That is statistical information system. Then again the P paragraph tag. This is emphasis on the SIS. This is EM means emphasis tag. Then P means you have completed the application. Thank you very much for your patience and the interest. Then again the P tag. Please exit to the URL of your choice. Then if you have any proposals or comment, then please send to the, this is the URL that is given, that you send to the responses, you send to the speeches, comments, proposal to this URL, that is done by using the AHREF tag, that is the anchor HREF tag, that is anchor hyper reference tag that is used in this one. Now, next is the session is terminated. This is the session is terminated, the body is closed, and the HTML is closed. This is the thanks.cfm when the participant had responded to the 25 presentation. So there is a thanks message that is displayed. So this is the coding that is used for the thanks message, right? This is thanks to the participant. In this coding, there is only HTML that is used. So that is used with the HTML tag. There is a H1 tag, emphasis tag. Then there is a P tag that is used for the paragraph tag. So whenever we are using this one, so that is the P tag that is used for this emphasis tag. And if you have any completed this, exit to this one, right? This is the output, that the SIS, that is emphasis on SIS, then statistical information system. You have completed the application. Thank you so much for your participant and the patience. Please exit to the URL of your choice. If you have any proposal or comments, please send to this one. This is the URL that is given for sending the proposal. Experiment has been discussed several times in different experiments. Now, these are the exercises questions that is available in this chapter. And in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class, I'm going to start with the new session, that is the session number 6, that is the web search engines, right? So read the chapter number 10 in the RVB about a CML tag which extend the functionality of the ordinary HTML tag with a variety of the control features. These are the various exercises that display the changes or consider the changes that you do in the template. If you want to, do not have to access the database and reply on the CF file tag. So if you want to reply on the CF file tag, consider the changes that is displayed in the template. If you do not have access to the database and have to rely on the CF file tag. So this is the CF file tag. If you do not rely on the CF file tag, that is displayed with the help of the CF file. So these are the 5 exercises questions that you have to do in this one. Hello Benjamin, how are you? Hi Benjamin, how are you? I'm also good, Benjamin. So any doubts, Benjamin, regarding the assignment, regarding anything? Okay. So in the next class, Yeah, you are a bit behind the course because we are giving the assignments. Okay, so please submit that assignment in January only, that is in the 1 week only, because this is the last week. After this week I have to compile the assignment, so if you don't submit the assignment, there is no mark that is available to you, that is the marks is not assigned to you. So please submit the assignment latest by this month, that is January. The email that you sent is regarding your help in the assignment, right? Which email that you sent to me? Mm, 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 mm. Benjamin. No, no, no. I got your mail. Your mail says that you want assignments again. That means you want all the assignments again for your doing purpose, for your assignment purpose, right? So you want the assignments. No, no, no. Do you want the assignments questions again? Each and every assignment. Hello, Benjamin. Are you able to talk with me right now? So you want a questions on these first assignments, right? Okay, Benjamin. So in the next class, I am taking your next session, that is session number 6, that is a web search engine. So thanks a lot everyone. We'll meet tomorrow with the session number 6, that is a web search engine. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.